Well, thank you for joining us on this question. We're looking at exercise 3G, question 1C. This is given the complex numbers Z1 is 1 plus I, Z2 is 3 minus 2i, and Z3 is negative 2 plus 3i. It says to calculate Z1 squared minus 3 times Z2 times Z3. So let's substitute here, Z1 squared. So we've got 1 plus I squared, 3 lots of the product of 3 minus 2I and negative 2 plus 3i. So let's see what we've got here. Negative 1 plus I squared. So that's 1 squared is 1. Double the product of 1i, so 2i, and then I squared. We'll come back to that later. Now I'll leave the negative 3 here, and let's just expand 3 times negative 2 to be negative 6, and 3 times 3i to be 9i, and then negative 2 times negative 2i times negative 2 is positive 4i, and then finally negative 2i times 3i is negative 6i squared. Now I'm going to change these I squareds because I squared is negative 1, an important concept in complex numbers. So when we've got an I squared here, I can change that to negative 1. So let's do that. And also I'm going to change this last term. I'll leave everything the same just to make it easy. Negative 6i squared is negative 6 times negative 1. So that's going to become positive 6. All right, so we've changed the two terms. I squared is negative 1. Now let's expand this second bracket. So I'll just combine our real components here. That's 0 plus 2i. So that's simply 2i. Now, I'll put a plus here because it looks like a minus is up in the 3. Now, negative 3 times negative 6 is 18. Negative 4... It's okay, I could have added this. Oh, I will. I'm going to change that to b. I'm going to, because it's negative 6 and 6 is 0, and we've got 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 13i in there. That's just going to make that expansion a little bit easier. So we're left with 2i and negative 39i. So we've finished with negative 37i. And that is our final result, is just an imaginary component. And I hope that's helped. Until next time, stay happy.